All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm actually way late doing this, but this is going to serve as my Muscleman 70.3 kind of race recap. My race, my weekend, and kind of like an overview of the course um, that we had in 2026. The race was about a month ago now, mid-July, and I drove down on the Saturday, and it's about I think about a 4.5 hour drive for me, something like that. And got into Geneva, and being a smaller town, like it wasn't definitely wasn't as chaotic. Like everything around kind of the race venue was all pretty straightforward. So there's ample parking. It is a bit of a walk from the parking down to kind of the race site where the transition zone is, where race pickup is, and all that. But it wasn't too bad. So I got into town kind of early afternoon, or right around noon actually. Parked, got in, got down in transition, and most people had already been through transition to pick up their race kits, so it was not busy at all for me. And brought my bike down with me for race kit pickup. Picked up my kit, slapped my stickers on my bike, brought it in, checked my bike in, and kind of just left right away and went out to my accommodations. I was staying maybe a 25-ish drive away from Geneva, which worked out really well. Can't even remember the name. Rochester? No, no, no. Can't even remember the name of the the town that I stayed in, but it was convenient enough. It was a nice little hotel. Um, and then yeah, so as with what seems to be the kind of the theme these in the past couple of years, anyways, is it was right on the cusp of whether it was gonna be wetsuit legal or not, and seemed like it wasn't gonna be. That was kind of the chatter, and everybody's stressing out a little bit. And me being not the greatest swimmer in the world, kind of like mid-pack swimmer, I was obviously hoping for a wetsuit legal swim. And race morning, it turned out that it was going to be race suit legal or wetsuit legal. So that was a huge relief for everyone. And yeah, I mean, I got in again, got there super early to the parking, and got a good spot in the parking lot. Made my way down to transition. Um, got my bike set up, all that kind of usual morning stuff, and it was all pretty straightforward. Nothing too stressful with race morning there. And the cool thing about this race is like literally the transition zone and the swim exit are like you couldn't be any closer. So the run from the swim exit to the transition is super short, which is kind of cool. So, but yeah, it's one of these rolling starts. So you line up, and then it's just every whatever 3-4 seconds, three people go into the water, three people go into the water, three people go into the water. Swim course at MUSSELMAN is super straightforward. It's kind of like just a triangle swim course, super easy to sight. Because of the nature of the rolling start, it was never too hectic, and you can easily kind of swim and sight the next buoy, sight the next buoy. And I had no issues, especially on the way out. When I turned, kind of when you turn, right? So you're passing all these buoys. When you make a turn, everyone tends to converge on that buoy. So it can get a little bit combative, I guess, around those turns. You bump into people, but never too much of an issue. And around halfway, like my goggles, for whatever reason, fogged up. So I had to stop super quick, wipe out one of them, and then kind of just keep on my way. But no, my swim was good. I think I averaged right around 2 minutes per 100, which is pretty well standard for me. And came out of the water feeling good. Like I said, super quick run to transition. Found my bike super easy. Luckily this year I'm AWA, so I generally have a low bib number, which I think translates to a closer bike kind of racking position close to the bike out. So that's always handy, and yeah, just easy to find my bike in transition. So got on my bike and headed out to start the 90K loop, and love that it's a 1K loop. Love this bike course in general. Honestly, the quality of the road surface was amazing. Um, and the route is great. It's not too much elevation, but just enough. There's some climbing, but it's really kind of concentrated to the middle section of the bike course. So you're kind of spaced out by then. Kind of the one challenge early on is that when there's more people kind of closer together, it can get a bit hairy because there's lots of just like descents into turns or like S turns, you know, you're turning left and then you're turning right, and kind of there's this accordion effect, right? Like kind of like when you get to a hill, there's this accordion effect where everyone comes together. Same with kind of like when you're making turns, people kind of come together. People are yelling at you to get over, and it can kind of get a little bit annoying, if I'm being totally honest, with some people and how how intense they can get with that. But once you make it through those initial kind of turns and things do spread out, um, it got pretty good, pretty easy, not too congested. And yeah, so it's just it's kind of rolling, and then like I said, you know, around midway, I think right around midway, you kind of start a couple big not big climbs, but you know, sustained kind of climbs where you're getting the majority um, of the elevation gain for the lap is in that kind of middle section, from the middle to maybe, I don't know, 15 kilometers or so from there. You're gaining quite a lot of the total elevation gain. So just getting through that, reminding myself that, you know, like just keep my heart rate in check. I don't race with power, but keep my heart rate in check. My RPE was good, or my RPE was actually a little bit high, if I'm being honest. I was probably pushing a little bit too hard, but I had ridden the route maybe 6, 7 times on Ruvi, like the full lap, which was super helpful. Like this is the first year that I've ridden with Ruvi, and for both Tremblant and now Musselman, it was a massive benefit, I feel, just to kind of know what's coming, where the hills are, and then riding it in real life. It gives you that peace of mind that you've done this at least in training, and you kind of know the the gradient of the climbs and how long they are in general, and you know, it's super accurate with, you know, landmarks on the side of the road and all that kind of thing. So it was great, and after the climbing was done, I did feel a little bit cooked, but I tried to stay on top of nutrition, and I did a really good job staying on top of nutrition. And luckily for us, this year it obviously got warm, but nothing like last year. I heard, you know, the talk was that last year was just crazy hot the entire day, so we had pretty decent temperatures all day. And so after the midway point of the bike, or after all the climbing was done, you kind of make your way. There's this long descent, um, not a long descent, but a descent back down towards like the other side of the peninsula or whatever it is, to the other side of the water, where the water is, and to make your way back up into town. That last stretch was great. We had minimal to no wind. If anything, at that point, maybe a bit of a tailwind, but cruised all the way back. Started to feel even better coming back into town, and managed to finish the bike, I want to say, in 2 hours and 22 minutes, which was incredible. Wasn't sure how that would translate to my running legs, but to my surprise, I came out of transition and my legs pretty well felt good immediately. And again, the run course is awesome as well. Like it's this very flat initial out and back, maybe a couple kilometers out, a couple kilometers back, along the water, along this path, and it's just super flat. You can get into a rhythm right away, and there's some aid stations along there to kind of get fueled up, cool off, get everything you need in, and yeah, so I got into my rhythm, turned around, came out, and then you do hit this climb that you do twice because it's a 2-lap run course, and again, having looked at it on like Strava and routes, I knew that this kind of long, grindy climb, you come up and around a bend, and then there's a bridge that you see in the distance. And once you're under that bridge, I knew that's where the climbing ended. And so you just kind of grind your way up to that, and then you know it's going to even out. And after that, it feels great. You kind of run, you hang a left, you kind of just a bit of rolling, and then some punchy climbs out and around. I think it's like a little college campus. Some punchy climbs throughout there, but nothing too bad. And then come back, then you get the benefit of running down that long descent back down towards transition, and so just 2 loops of that, and not much really to say about the run course. It's mostly flat. It's nice. There's lots of support along the whole way, pretty well. Great aid stations, great support. You're always around other people, other athletes, and yeah, so it's a great course. And just, coming down the second time you kind of on your second lap and you're coming down, you know that you only have, a couple K to the finish line. You can kind of send it a little bit. And so that's what I did, and came into the finish line and ran hard the last bit, came into the finish line, and finished. My total time was 4 hours 43:20 for the race, which is a huge personal best for me on the 70.3 distance by about 10 minutes. So super pleased with that. And also what was cool is for me I think there was a 1 second difference between my first lap and my second lap of the run. So that was awesome. I mean, obviously I pushed it for the last couple kilometers and ran extra extra hard to kind of bring that gap back together. So no, super pleased. Again, the race super well organized, great support throughout. Being one lap on the bike, you know, it can get kind of quiet out on the bike course, but you mean you're always around other athletes. You hit the aid stations and you get a boost there, but just easy to kind of stay in your rhythm, in your and you kind of like execute your own race plan. And yeah, it's definitely a race I'd suggest. It's definitely a race I'm likely to do again. Looking at my 2027 calendar, it's definitely one that I would go back to and race again. So super pleased with it. Again, I PB'd this course. Again, I've been doing triathlon for 20 years, and it was my best 70.3 to date. So could not be happier, and I guess that's a good enough reason to go back and give it another try and see if I can get under 440 now. I guess that's the new goal. So yeah, that's my my race recap for 2026 Musselman, and great day for me. I think a great day for most people. The weather held out really well for us. The course is incredible. The support on the race course is great, and definitely a highly recommended course. So if you've raced Musselman, let me know what you thought. If you're racing Musselman in 2027, you have any questions, like feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, I look forward to hopefully doing it again and maybe see you out there. So thanks for watching.